Yehova, please fill me with a Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name, amen. We'll start with the Shema, listen and obey. Children of Yehova, pay careful attention and respond. Yehova is our power and authority. Yehova works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehova with your power and authority, with your thoughts in mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, He, Vav, He. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Exodus chapter 8. Yehova said to Moshe, say to Aaron, reach out your hand with your staff over the rivers, canals, and ponds, and cause frogs to come up onto the land of Egypt. Aaron put out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. But the magicians did the same with their secret arts, and brought up the frogs onto the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh summoned Moshe and Aaron and said, intercede with Yehova to take the frogs away from me and my people, and I will let the people go and sacrifice to Yehova. Moshe said to Pharaoh, not only that, but you can have the honor of naming the time when I will pray for you, your servants, your people, to be rid of the frogs, both yourselves and your homes, and that they stay only in the river. He answered, tomorrow. Moshe said, it will be as you have said. From this you will learn that Yehova, our God, has no equal. The frogs will leave you and your homes, also your servants and your people. They will stay in the river only. Moshe and Aaron left Pharaoh's presence, and Moshe cried to Yehova about the frogs he had brought on to Pharaoh. Yehova did as Moshe had asked. The frogs died in the houses, courtyards, and fields. They gathered them in heaps till the land stank. But when Pharaoh saw that he had been given some relief, he made himself hard-hearted and would not listen to them, just as Yehova had said would happen. Yehova said to Moshe, say to Aaron, reach out with your staff and strike the dust of the ground. It will become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. They did it. Aaron reached out with his hand, the staff, and struck the dust on the ground. There were lice on the people and animals. All the dust on the ground became lice throughout the whole land of Egypt. The magicians tried with their secret arts to produce lice, but they couldn't. There were lice on people and animals. Then the magicians said to Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. But Pharaoh was made hard-hearted so that he didn't listen to them, just as Yehova said would happen. Yehova said to Moshe, get up early in the morning, stand before Pharaoh when he goes out to the water, and say to him, here is what Yehova says, let my people go, so that they can worship me. Otherwise, if you won't let my people go, I will send swarms of insects on you, your servants and your people, and into your houses. The houses of the Egyptians will be full of swarms of insects, and likewise the ground they stay on. But I will set apart the land of Goshen, where my people live. No swarms of insects will be there, so that you can realize that I am Yehova, right here in the land. Yes, I have distinguished between my people and your people, and this sign will happen tomorrow. Yehova did it. Terrible swarms of insects went into Pharaoh's palace and into all his servants' houses. The insects ruined the entire land of Egypt. Pharaoh summoned Moshe and Aaron and said, go, sacrifice to your God here in the land. But Moshe replied, it would be inappropriate for us to do that, because the land we sacrifice to Yehova, our God, is an abomination to the Egyptians. Won't the Egyptians stone us to death if before their very eyes we sacrifice what they consider an abomination? No, we will go 3 days' journey into the desert and sacrifice to Yehova, our God, as he has ordered us to do. Pharaoh said, I will let you go, so that you can go sacrifice to Yehova your God in the desert. Only you are not to go very far away. Intercede on my behalf. Moshe said, All right, I'm going away from you, and I will intercede with Yehova, so that tomorrow the swarms of insects will leave Pharaoh, his servants, and his people. Just make sure that Pharaoh stops playing games with the people by preventing them from going and sacrificing Yehova. Moshe left Pharaoh and interceded with Yehova. And Yehova did what Moshe had asked. He removed the swarms of insects from Pharaoh and his servants and his people. Not one remained. But this time, too, Pharaoh made himself stubborn, and he didn't let the people go. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading Exodus 8? We can listen to the words of Yehova. Act on the words of Yehova. Point your life to Yehova. Obey Yehova. Pray to Yehova for your enemies. Trust that Yehova is Elohim over all. Cry out to Yehova for help that only He can do. Soften your heart to the word of Yehova. Trust that Yehova has no equal. Ask for the finger of Yehova to come down and move in your life. Aim to soften your heart to the words of Yehova. Aim to listen to the instructions of Yehova. Aim to worship Yehova in a way that is pleasing from His perspective. Aim to be set apart. Aim to obey Yehova in a way that is pleasing from His perspective. Aim to do all that the word of Yehova instructs you to do. Intercede with Yehova on behalf of others. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can intercede with Yehova on the behalf of others. Bear one another's burdens. We can pray that the hearts of others will soften so they can listen and obey the words of Yehova. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. End with the Aaronic blessing. Yehova will kneel before you presenting gifts. He will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehova will illuminate the wholeness of His being toward you, bringing order. And He will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehova will lift up the wholeness of His being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete.